Hey, what is going on, guys? It is the Nicholas Prasakis Chelsea Football Channel back at it again, and today is the match preview. Decided I do it today than the day before the game because I have some plans this weekend, like I think I said yesterday. But yeah, I gotta get it out today. I got match reaction probably won't be out until Sunday if I had to guess. I'm not gonna have the time to watch. I'll probably have time to watch the game on Saturday, but I won't probably be able to record a video maybe until Saturday night or maybe Sunday afternoon as I have work. So, um, yeah, so hopping into this game, we're playing against West Ham. We're going to the London Stadium on Saturday. Earliest game, I think, of that Saturday. I think we play at 7:30 here Eastern time, which would make it 12:30 in the UK. Tough opponent. Of course, West Ham have not gotten off to the start they would have expected. Only one win out of their first four games, but um I think that this is a team that put a lot of money into their squad this season. It's a team we can't expect to just get a great result. On the play predictor, I actually will say this at the end of the game. I don't want to give away my score prediction just yet, but about the play predictor, I went up with an idea that I think sounds about right for this team. Um, I think it will be a pretty high scoring result based off of our previous results in the league. But based off of our away results this season, we've looked better away from home, you could say. Of course, in the 6-2 win against Wolves and the 1-0 win against Bournemouth isn't really a good game to compare it to, but but I think we maybe at certain spells looked better as an away team than we have a home team. So during the four games in a row coming up, we're gonna have to see if we can change that around and we can get some good results. Of course, after the four games at home, I think we immediately go to the international break after that. So we'd have to see then. But I have pretty high expectations for this game. I have a lot of people coming back into this lineup, a few major switches, and a few thoughts that I can show you guys what my thinking is. It's based off the lineup, but yeah, it's gonna be a crazy game. Let's hop into these lineups. So this is the lineup I've chosen for this game here against West Ham at the London Stadium. Sanchez in net, Cucurella, Colwell, Fofana, Gusto. So the only switch in the back end of this lineup is Gusto. I want nothing to do with DSSC ever playing right back again, even in another scenario where even maybe Gusto or Reece James is injured. I would much rather see Achie and Pong come into this lineup. I want nothing to do with DSSC coming back into this lineup. And if DSSC ever does play that position in a way, Cucurella better be the one inverting in the midfield. It's gotta be. It's gotta be, no doubt. Enzo Fernandez comes back in against alongside Caicedo as well. I think that Maresca needs to try and find another role for Fernandez in this lineup. Um, I can't see him doing this role coming up and playing mostly here in attacking positions. He's a guy who needs to get the ball in his feet in the back and distribute. He has a very good long ball completion percentage. He plays those dangerous passes. I mean, you saw it in the Crystal Palace game with the pass to Meadoweke. He gets an assist on that wonderful pass that was around here in the box, and Dean Henderson made a wonderful save. So Fernandez needs to be more of the guy who can, yes, he can get up here, but he should be the guy who's running up with Palmer and playing another eight role because he's not as good as a presser or mostly attacking player. He's better here. So Fernandez in this one has to show more. He has to show more from the back. I think that's what we need to see out of him. Caicedo has to just keep progressing off what his last Bournemouth game is. Obviously, I'm pretty sure Romeo Lavia will be back in the lineup for Saturday. So we'll see if he gets a cameo off the bench. I'm assuming he will get some game time off the bench in this one. Front four changes up a little bit. Palmer goes in the middle, Madueke on the right, Sancho on the left, and Nkunku up top. First thoughts. Palmer stays in the middle. However, I could see a change in not only in tactic, but a change in players playing different positions. So Palmer, as we know, played most of last season on that right hand side. Do I think he'll do it for this game? I don't think he'll do it for this game, but I can see a world because of how Madueke played. He wasn't necessarily horrible in that game, but I don't also think he was at his best in that Bournemouth game. So just as a theory, I could see a world that Palmer plays on the right hand side, Madueke comes off the bench, and we see something like uh, this. we see something like this: Palmer off the right, and Nkunku in the position he wants to play, and Jackson up top. I can see a world where Jackson does get this starting position, and I think he's still playing well. He makes those runs, and I think people putting in the right balls for him will only make him better. So I can see a world where he puts Jackson up top and Nkunku in the middle, able to do his thing, and Palmer on the right. You're also in this system. You've seen the ability that Maresca has allowed his players to have that kind of ability to roam free. And I think that Palmer and Kunku can even switch. I mean, and Kunku isn't only supposed to be sitting in this middle area. Of course, that's his main position, but he can rotate. He's versatile enough. So that's, I think, what is a possibility we can see in this one. So based off of no, wait, not that. I think based off of though going on what we've seen in recent results and off player form, this has to be our front four. I think there is a great chance this will be our overall team in this one, but based off of player performances and everything, this is what I think we should see. Madueke has been great this season so far. Obviously, the Wolves game is a little bit of an outlier. He played well in the Crystal Palace game, just couldn't convert his chances. If he converts two of those chances he got, he gets 2 goals. He's got 5 prem for the season. He's on 5 Premier League goals if he scores 2 of those chances. So it's one of those things where he's just got to be better in front of the net, like everybody else does. Sancho gets the opportunity on the left. Of course, like I said in the last game or in the last video yesterday, he was head and shoulders above everybody else. And like I said, I am a sole believer of if you play well, you play. You play well, you start. So Sancho gets that spot. That doesn't mean that Neto stinks. It means that Neto is going to become a super sub and he can replace anybody. There's João Felix. He can replace anybody. Jackson, he can come in if Nkunku's getting tired and replace him. And Jackson is a wonderful player. So there's so many different options. In the midfield, we have Romeo Lavia. He can come in and replace one of these two guys. Even in defense, Cucurella could be replaced by Vega, who's shown great strides so far. Gusto, I would normally say Reece James, but our captain's not there. But we have seen him on the training pitch recently. If you guys have been looking at some of the photos, he was involved, I think, in the photos with I forgot who they had photos with. Might just be in training. I don't remember. And then the center back pairing, I do again have Colwell and Fofana. Based off of this, I think that they want to keep those two together for as many games as possible to try and build a chemistry. But I also could see a world that Tosin comes into this game and plays here. I guess we can also see a world that he doesn't rush Gusto back in immediately, and we see Fofana maybe start there and Tosin start the center back. It's also another option. I have it lined up in a 4-2-3-1. Of course, in the past, I've lined it up as the 3-2-4-1. But I think in this one, I am going to leave it the way it shows as a 4-2-3-1 because there's a good chance he could start playing more conventionally. I don't think he'll do it. I think he will be inverting one of the wing backs in this one, but I also, I'm not Enzo Maresca. But he's shown his versatility so far. He's shown great substitutions. Of course, if he notices something, like let's say Madueke is not playing well, he'll make that change. If Sancho's not playing well, he'll make that change. If Nkunku or Jackson, whoever may be up top, is not playing well, he'll make that change. And like we saw in the last one, he made that change maybe a bit too late with Jackson, but Nkunku got 10 minutes in the last one. He scored a goal with his 10 minutes. So overall, lineup wise, like I said, the only positions in this lineup I feel like are not certain and could definitely be susceptible to change in this one is the right back position, even though I think that one may be the most obvious. The midfield position, I think Caicedo's a given, but Fernandez, I don't think he's a given. Left-hand side Sancho, I don't think that's a given, but in our fans' eyes, it's a given. And up top, that is the most questionable one. Whether it be Nkunku, whether it be Jackson. Right now, if I had to say, in the fans' mind, it's a 70-30 split in Nkunku to Jackson. We'd rather see Nkunku start this one up top with Jackson as the other one. But in Maresca's mind, I think it's probably the opposite. I think it probably takes a split to like either that 70-30 or 60-40. I think that he would probably rather see Jackson play another game up top, as I don't think he wants to rush anything too much yet. Obviously, I see a world that Nkunku uses this playing time wisely again and is a helpful asset. But this is the lineup I have for this upcoming game on Saturday. So, guys, let me know what you think. Of course, I didn't notice. I didn't also talk about yesterday the Sachin Gupta, the Minnesota Timberwolves VP. Of course, he plays or not plays. he plays. He is a member. I think he's the VP of something on the Minnesota Timberwolves. I didn't really know if it was as important to talk about. I don't know what kind of role he's going to be taking at our team, but I know it's going to be a role that has to do with the four letters of doom here at Chelsea. data. He is some type of data specialist that is going to be coming to this team and doing what they've been saying this entire time. Of course, when the new owners came to Chelsea, they said that data at Chelsea was basically not even being used. Meanwhile, other teams were starting to use it more and more. So they've just been including that, and that's how this team has been built using data. So, of course, the Timberwolves have been a really good team in the NBA for the last, I think, 2 seasons, especially last year. I think they made did they make the finals last year? I think it was the finals or semifinals. They made one of those two. They were splendid. They were absolutely an amazing team. So maybe that data driven has helped them enough. Hopefully that data has driven them, and hopefully his brilliance will help us out and bring in better players or help, give useful information to the players we already have. So hopefully that's what the case is. Let me know what you guys think of the lineup. Let me know what you guys think. Maybe the score prediction. My score prediction on the score predictor on the Chelsea app, I have a 2-2 draw. Now, is there a world that we get this one? Of course there is. Of course, if the team shows out, you're going to get a good win. But if West Ham, they haven't been performing as much this year, I think they're in 14th place right now. They want to be doing better, so they're going to be driven. They're playing a top team. They want to get a good result, and this would be a great result for them. So I could see a world where we get this draw or we even lose this game. Of course, last year in this fixture we lost 3-1 in a game that we were, better to be not be finishing in that place, but we'll see what the result gives us. I have a 2-2 draw. Of course, I'd be up in the moon for a win in this one. Do I want to stick with my score predictor score? Fuck it. 2-1 win. I'm going to go 2-1 win. I'm going to change it on the score predictor. 2-1 win at Chelsea. I'm going to have Palmer and Jadon Sancho getting in the score sheet. I could just see a world. It just seems like it's given. At this point, I think Jadon Sancho is just going to score in every game after his brilliant result. Right now, player of the match, I'm going to give to Palmer. I'll give Palmer player of the match too. So Palmer and Jadon Sancho as goal scorers plus Palmer player of the match. It just seems like a game he's going to be able to cook in. So thank you very much, Ron. See you guys in the next one for the match result. See ya. Peace.